I've been laying here for hours. It's 5:35 a.m. and I can't move. Not because I don't want to, but because I know the moment I do, I'll die. The room is suffocatingly dark, yet I can see everything. My parents are here with me, staring at me. They haven't blinked once. Their eyes are wide open and their mouths are frozen in horrifying, silent screams. I can't stop looking at them, and they won't stop looking at me. The air reeks of blood, thick, metallic, and so heavy I feel like I'm drowning in it. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is what's under my bed. I know it's there. I saw it. If I move, if I breathe too loudly, it'll know I'm awake. And if it knows I'm awake, it'll kill me. 3 hours ago, everything was fine. I woke up to a scream, long and blood-curdling, from somewhere down the hall. My chest tightened, and my instincts screamed at me to stay in bed. But curiosity, or stupidity, got the better of me. I crept out of bed, heart pounding so loudly I thought it would wake the house. The hallway was pitch black, but the faintest sound of something wet dragging across the floor made my skin crawl. I should have turned back. I should have locked my door and hidden. Instead, I told myself I was imagining things and went to the bathroom. The first thing I noticed when I opened the door was the smell. Coppery, sharp, and wrong. It made my stomach churn. When I stepped out, I saw it. Blood. A trail of it, dark and glistening, smeared across the carpet like something had been dragged. My body froze, every nerve screaming at me to run. But I didn't. I couldn't. I backed into my room, heart hammering in my chest. I crawled under my blanket, clutching it like a lifeline, and begged myself to fall asleep. Maybe it was a nightmare. Maybe I'd wake up and everything would be normal. Then my bedroom door creaked open. I held my breath, squeezing my eyes shut so tightly they hurt. But the sound didn't stop. Something heavy was being dragged across the floor, and it was getting closer. I couldn't help it. I had to look. I lifted the edge of the blanket just enough to see. My parents' lifeless bodies were being dragged into the room. Their limbs dangled like broken dolls, their heads lolling at unnatural angles. And then I saw it. The thing wasn't human. It was hairless and pale, with skin stretched so tightly over its bones that it looked ready to tear. Its face was empty, no eyes, no nose, just a gaping mouth that twitched as it moved. Its hands, long and spindly, dragged my parents like they weighed nothing. It propped my father up on the edge of my bed, his hollow eyes staring right at me. Then it placed my mother in the chair across the room, angling her so she was facing me too. I couldn't look away. Their faces were frozen in grotesque, silent agony, their eyes wide with terror. But the creature wasn't finished. It dipped its hands in their blood, painting the walls in erratic, jagged strokes. It drew symbols I couldn't recognize, each one more twisted than the last. The air grew heavier with each mark, as if the room itself was suffocating me. Finally, it scrawled something above the symbols, words I couldn't make out in the darkness. Then it stopped. It turned toward my bed, its eyeless socket seeming to lock onto me. For one agonizing moment, it just stood there. Then it slipped under my bed. The silence that followed was unbearable. My heartbeat pounded in my ears, and every shallow breath felt like a scream. I kept my eyes shut, praying it wouldn't notice me, but eventually, my curiosity won. My vision had adjusted to the dark by then. I could see the symbols, the blood, the twisted shapes on the walls, and above them, in jagged, dripping letters, was the message, "I know you're awake."